What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World. So let's talk. You know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. So let's get into it, and welcome to another edition of J Topics. Okay, I'm about to take you guys back in time. So hold my hand. Come on. Grab my hand right now. And we are about to step into the DeLorean, from Back to the Future. And we are about to go back to the year 2001. As you can see, I spend a lot of money on sound effects and production. That's right. We are now back in the year 2001, December 18th of 2001. And back then, there was a network called MTV. It was beginning to lose its relevancy, but it was still pretty prominent back then. And they actually had a show called MTV Unplugged, where all of your favorite artists, all of the top chart-selling artists, they actually went on this show unplugged, meaning no electrical instruments whatsoever. It was acoustic guitar, drum, background singers. It was that. Unplugged, okay? So on December 18th, 2001, Jay-Z takes the stage. And let me tell you how old I am, y'all. I'm this old. See this right here? This is the actual Jay-Z Unplugged from MTV back then. I know a lot of you youngins don't know nothing about this. Y'all don't know nothing about CDs and opening up this thing called a disc. Look at that. I know, weird and strange, huh? Yeah, look, and it even had a little sleeve in here where you could actually read the credits on the artist. Oh yeah, lots of strange stuff happened back then. So anyway, like I said, during this show, Jay-Z takes the stage. And the purpose for Jay-Z even doing this show was actually maybe, I do believe a few years prior, LL Cool J had actually did the same show, where he did the MTV Unplugged. Now, some music historians and some fans would dare say that LL Cool J's was probably the best one. Now I'm a fan of both of these guys, okay? But I have to say, in my own personal opinion, I'm probably a bigger fan of Jay-Z. And so I would probably say that Jay-Z's was the best for me personally. Y'all, Jay-Z just wrecked the stage. And not only was he on the stage, he was also on the stage with the Roots. Well, in addition to Jay-Z and the Roots, there was this background singer. Did not know this girl's name. All I remember was that voice. And she sang the background on all of Jay-Z's songs during that performance. I mean, she was, doing the background. She was ad-libbing. I mean, y'all, when I tell you, this girl was tearing that stage up. Like she was like just wrecking it, singing her ass off. Woo! This girl was turning it up. And I remember after that, this girl really caused pretty much a buzz, I mean, yes, Jay-Z did his thing, but people were also talking about this girl. Who was this girl? I mean, it was almost as if she came out of nowhere. Well, we later found out that that girl's name was Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright is actually from Philadelphia. She pretty much came up during the time when Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, India Arie, Groove Theory, a lot of those R&B, neo soul artists when they were all kind of running the circuit. A lot of them were not only singers, but they were poets and songwriters. And literally those were Jaguar Wright's contemporaries during that time. So, like I said, like everybody was just a buzz over Jaguar Wright, you know, and it was like, well, when is she going to come out with something? When is she going to come out with something? I mean, I know I was checking all the time because I was just obsessed with that voice and her stage presence and everything that she brought to the performance. Well, a year later, she actually did finally get a record deal. Now, I'm not sure if Jay-Z helped her get a record deal or not, but she actually got a record deal, and she came out with her very first debut CD called Jaguar Wright, Denials and Delusions. Now, that came out a year later in 2002. There were a couple of mild jams on there. I thought it was a pretty decent debut album, you know. And being the nerd that I am, I really am a big old nerd at heart. So, you know, I remember grabbing her CD. As a matter of fact, before even preparing for this video, y'all, I was gonna actually find her CD. I found my Jay-Z Unplugged, but I could not find Jaguar CD, and I have that CD. Now watch, as soon as I start editing this video and I look back through all of my CDs, I'm gonna find it. Y'all know how that works. But anyway, so I'm flipping through, and I take out the sleeve, and being the nerd that I am, I'm looking at the credits because I love looking at credits. I love to see who is the producer, who is the drummer, who is the guitarist, who are the background singers, you know, and all of that. And then I love to see when the artists they like give their thank yous, okay? And I remember just looking through Jaguar Wright's thank yous, and she was just like kind of cussing. Like this girl was like straight up going off. She was going off on her then husband. I do believe she has a different husband now, but her then husband, she was going off on her husband, like literally getting all personal, saying that his mom, you know, which would be her children's grandmother, would never see them, and he ain't no good. And I mean, just like all this really deep, personal vitriol, nasty, negative, toxic stuff. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that is very odd. First of all, I've never heard of an artist actually going that deep and going that in depth and saying such personal, nasty, negative stuff. I mean, come on. This is your debut CD, right? Okay, so you're happy about this experience. You're happy for this, you know, this opportunity. So you're thanking people. You're not saying stuff like that. Like I said, that stuck in my head with Jaguar Wright. But I was like, okay, I don't know what that is, but I kind of ignored it. So for many years, we just did not hear from Jaguar Wright. Fast forward to about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, Jaguar Wright all of a sudden just pops back up. And I remember her coming through my feed, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, Jaguar's back. I'm thinking, you know, Jaguar, she's gonna do some interviews talking about, you know, up and coming music and projects and stuff like that. But instead, Jaguar began to expose the music industry. She started talking about, you know, how dirty the industry is, and how dirty producers can be, and a lot of the sexual things that can happen to people in the music industry, misogyny, talking about how women are treated, all of that stuff. And by the way, all of that stuff that she was talking about, very true, very true. And y'all, once upon a time ago, way back in the day, I actually had a major record deal. I had a major record contract, and due to bad management, that lasted about 2.5 seconds. And but anyway, that's a whole nother story time that I'll probably share with you guys. So I'm thinking, okay, well, now I'm sure at this point she's gonna start talking about music, but she never did. It was just like interview after interview after interview after interview after interview, still talking about people. Then she started talking about Jill Scott, and talking about how Jill Scott was a whore and a slut, and she was doing all types of stuff to work her way up the music industry. She was talking about Erykah Badu, calling her whores and sluts and tramps, and saying that, accusing Erykah Badu of all types of stuff. I mean, like literally even threatening Erykah Badu, saying if she saw her, it was going to be on site. And again, I'm just going like, okay, Jaguar, what? I'm confused. I'm just totally confused. And then she even went as far as accusing Common. Now, I think she said back in the day during the time when she was working in the industry, she was dating Common. And she accused Common of pretty much taking advantage of her. Now, y'all, I'm trying to play by the rules of YouTube. I can't say certain words, so bear with me. You know what I'm trying to say. And she pretty much claimed that, he forced fellatio on her, or at least he tried to. I mean, just all types of wild, outlandish accusations. Now, do I know if any of this stuff is true or not true? I don't know. But again, I was just confused as to what is going on with Jaguar. Why is she not singing? Why is she saying all of this stuff? And why is she constantly saying all this stuff, And I mean, it was just at this point, she was just kind of like living on YouTube. She was doing a lot of this stuff even when we were all locked down during the height of the pandemic. And then she started, kind of getting involved with other YouTubers, actual YouTubers, some that are very, very popular. I forget this one gentleman's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She did like a major interview with him. And then they were like friends at one point. Then she ended up turning on him and talking about him. Like, Jaguar has just been fighting with everyone. Everyone. Now, let's fast forward up until like, a few days ago. Jaguar Wright was arrested. Now, I'm not sure if she's still in jail right now, but she was arrested for assaulting her current husband, the father of one of her kids. Literally, there's even footage right here on YouTube. If you put in Jaguar arrested into the search engine, it'll pop up everywhere. Jaguar Wright, in my personal opinion, and just my opinion, I have not seen any medical records on her, so this is just my opinion. But I really do feel that Jaguar Wright has mental issues. There's something off about Jaguar. And I can honestly speak on that on good authority, because I grew up in the house with a family member that dealt with mental illness. I know what mental illness looks like. I know what it sounds like. And I know how it acts from day to day. I have some friends right now that are dealing with mental illness. Okay? I have friends that have parents that are dealing with mental illness. Y'all, I've seen it. I know what it is. And Jaguar Wright checks off all of those boxes. The woman is not well. She almost reminds me of Kanye West, for real. That's really who she reminds me of. Now, let me say this also to all of my Jaguar Wright defenders, because I know y'all out there, and I was really shocked. I really did not realize she had such a following at this point. I'm not saying that some of the stuff that Jaguar is saying is not true. I mean, look, we know the industry is fucked up, okay? I've dealt with the music industry before. It is a fucked up place, okay? It's called Hollywood for a reason. Now, I'm not making excuses for Jaguar, but y'all, we just got to keep it real. Something is going on with Jaguar Wright. It is. It's mental illness. It's mental illness. Not giving her a pass, but I'm just letting y'all know something's not right with her. So, so this is where we are with Jaguar these days. And it's, to be honest, it's really quite sad. I was talking to a young lady just the other day. As a matter of fact, she's probably watching this video. And she's in her early 20s. Now, this kid barely knows about Jaguar Wright. And do you know what she actually knows about Jaguar Wright is the fact that Jaguar Wright is just this crazy woman on YouTube accusing other artists of all of this stuff. She knows nothing about her music. She literally didn't even know that Jaguar Wright could sing. And I just feel that that is an absolute travesty. It is just a travesty. The fact that this young woman in her 20s, the only thing she knows of Jaguar Wright is just all of her crazy antics. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And it's even more sad that a lot of you Jaguar Wright defenders are not just calling her out and holding her accountable for her behavior. Now, if you really care about this woman, whether you're a fan, whether you're someone that's related to her, get the woman help, because she needs help. She does. She needs help. But anyway, that's all I have to say about Jaguar. You know, it's just a shame. She's so talented. I would love to see Jaguar just winning again, just back on top, you know, just singing. I would love to hear that voice. Y'all, I haven't heard Jaguar sing in years. I hope that she still has her voice, you know. I hope that the instrument is still working for her. But anyway, you guys, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? What do you feel about Jaguar Wright? I mean, do you feel that something's not quite there with her? Would you like to hear her sing again? Do you even care if Jaguar Wright sings again? Let me know down in the comments. Whew. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram and check me out at jaysworld.tv. That's JAISWORLD.tv on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.